I'm Greg Ballantyne, and we're here in northern Carroll County, Maryland, a little north of Westminster. Since we've been living in this location, we've had a lot of issues with power outages. It happens regular almost, you know, and then I started looking at solar. I had an interest in solar anyway. I had just gotten the Tesla car, and so I got 3 estimates. One was from Tesla, two was from one local installer, and another more, I'd say, regional. And then I saw an article in the newspaper about a fellow who had a company and a Tesla solar roof and was wanting to install Tesla solar roof. And he's from Carroll County, so I got a hold of that company. The rest is history, as they say. I'm convinced, probably more broadly, but certainly for me, that Tesla solar roof and Powerwall is the best residential solar solution available right now. The financial considerations it takes some planning. And for a guy like me who's retired at that point, you know, to get the benefit of a tax credit, first you got to have the tax liability. So, you know, and that's another spot where American Home Contractors was willing to work with me. You know, the financial side of it was, I'm not going to say the price was open to a high level of discussion, but how do we handle it, how do we deal with it was. And so my first goal was energy security, and my second goal was renewable energy security. And, you know, a lot of folks go into something like this with the goal of breaking even, making money off of it, you know, hitting that point and moving beyond it. But at my age, I'm not sure I got that much runway. Anyhow, my goals are a little bit different, perhaps, than some in that regard. So it became apparent to me as I learned about all this that partial backup was not the route I wanted to take. So I want to take whole home backup. I wanted the power goes out and there's an outage and you're sitting there watching TV, you keep watching. 2 Powerwalls is the minimum to do a whole home backup. 3 takes you across that threshold a step or so. And now I'm thinking about another one because that kind of puts you comfortably into the room. My power source is my solar system. The grid is backup power. And I want to put the grid squarely into that position by adding some more storage capacity. As far as my expectations went for the solar, I have to characterize that as met or exceeded. So I really couldn't be happier with the whole way all that has turned out. This was a pretty big project. The first phase was doors, windows, siding, trim, all that stuff. And then that was followed by the solar roof, Powerwall batteries, and that end of it. Alex Amos came out and coordinated the first part of it, or estimated it, and then, you know, that was the siding, windows, and doors, and that sort of thing. And then it was Howard and David and another fellow that came and looked at things for the solar roof, power walls, and that sort of thing. Then later on, as things got underway, it was for a while, I guess it was Nick Z was coordinating the installation effort, and then the wrap-up was a fellow by the name of August Carvajal, I believe his name is. When I was a working man, I worked for a company that executed global projects. They were involved with power generation stations and all that sort of thing. So it's a different scope, a different kind of thing, but there's basic parts of that project execution process that are going to appear in any effort that executes a project. And I was impressed by most phases of this project, I'm going to say. When the roof installation was amazing to me. When all this got started, it was going to have some duration. And so at the end of the process, I have to say they did a very good job of doing what they do. That was true of all the crews, not just the roof installation, the siding, the windows and doors, all that. The level of expertise and professionalism was more than acceptable and respectable. It was, I'm going to say, it was high. It was high level of that. I would quickly recommend American Home Contractors. They do it all and they do it well.